podcast for fight fans, music artists, and creatives alike.
What's up, everybody? It's the GreenSkull Podcast. I'm your host, MCKG, aka DJ GreenSkull. I want to give a shout out to Angel Chavez for letting me use the spot and bringing in some good homies. And we're going to get into it, man. So today we got Kingdom Dreams. What's good, guys?
What's good, brother?
What up, MCKG?
Good
to see you guys now. Thanks for having us.
So, man, I want to start from the beginning. Like, how did Kingdom Dreams all come together?
Like, that's only a story you can tell.
Let's get it.
Well, I started in my basement, right? Mom spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti.
We always say mom spaghetti because of 8 Mile, you know?
Yeah.
No, so it was pretty much when I first started rapping, I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club, and I would walk like 50, it's really far from me to the Boys and Girls Club, so I walked 40 or 50 minutes. And that's just how I started rapping, you know, football, I was done with football, so I was like, what else do I want to do, you know? And then I started as Sam the Bandit, like, you know, that's how it's, that's how most people, the Bandit, that's how, even before Sam Ordinary, it was like Sam the Bandit, and that's how, like, most people knew me. But no, it was, so pretty much I didn't even come up with the Kingdom Dreams, I get to, like, later, like, you know, until I, like, knew what direction I wanted to go in. And, it just came apart because, you know, I think about, like, a lot of stuff, you know, like Kingdom, or like, you know, King Arthur and the Round Table, you know, or the Sword in the Stone, Excalibur. So that's pretty much came to me, like, you know, the low kid, he had nothing, and he pulled the sword out the, you know, and then he became, you know, and then King Arthur's actually been one of my favorite, like, you know, tales of all time. And funny enough, I grew up on Round Table Street, so it was like, it's just like, you know, all planned out together, clicked together, and then, you know, shout out Regency Park.
That is dope. That is dope, man. Analogy type thing.
Well, that's really what it stemmed from, and then, like, you know, I believe in the Bible, you know, when I used to go to church a lot when I was younger. Shout out Rosemary and David. Rose put me onto this. She said that, like, in the Bible says we're all supposed to have our own kingdom before we die. You know, because, like, in the Bible says that once we go to the afterlife, your prominent mansion, the streets will be made of gold, all that stuff. But, like, it says, like, everybody should have their kingdom. Huh?
I've never read the Bible.
I'm a demon.
What's it called? But yeah, no, that analogy of, like, you know, kingdom here on earth, and that's where it come. Like, Kingdom Dreams is like, you don't have to be like fancy name. You don't gotta, you know, get it out the mud, get out the bricks, lay your own foundation, and that's where you came. And then this dude's been with me since like my whole life. You know what I mean? So, and then
I was with him when he was rapping in college.
Yeah.
So when did you jump in?
I just really jumped in like last year?
Last year? That was
last year?
Last year or the year before that?
Was it 2019? The end of 2019?
Yeah, like 2019. I just
2020.
Like
End of 2019, all 2020.
It's October.
But he had always written though, like he would write here and there. He would never show me, but he would like, or he'd think about.
I always wrote like little shit here.
Yeah, little shit, yeah.
But I don't know, man. I always felt like some type of way about music, you know, like I don't know, like hearing the beats and stuff. Like the beats always attracted me more than the lyrics did. That's how it was. I was just like, I like beats. So just one day, I think where we were going. When I freestyled that one day, and then I freestyled for him one day in his car. From there, it just ran with it.
Yeah. It was like he
I think
actually.
we were going to pick up meals or something. I think we were going to pick him up at the mall.
Was it in the car? I could have
And
sworn.
then on the way back, I think we freestyled.
I feel like we have a million stories like that, especially before you actually started rapping. It was like we would just go somewhere and we started rapping.
That's dope.
Okay, so you mentioned that it was on the way to pick up Mills. Were you already part of the group at this time?
Yes.
Sam pretty much inducted me, yeah.
Yeah.
Before I even, it was like 2015 when I got this tattoo, the Kingdom Dreams tattoo on my arm.
That's just hard.
Okay.
It was like
Anybody else who did that?
I wrote it on
Nah.
I know. I'm very
like 2
impulsive.
years deep. Whoa. Yeah.
I'm very impulsive, but I believed in it from the start, but then I just lost my way, and then
It was
strong.
literally night and day with that. Like I was talking and I felt some type of way. I was like, bro, like because how I came up with it, I was discussing stuff with Siobhan, shout out King Rihanna. We were discussing. I was like, yo, what sounds dope? And I was feeling like King this, like Dreams that, you know, like especially back then, we know with Meek Mill with the Dream Chasers, and now you have Dreamville, and you know you have a lot of things with the dreams. And I was like, yeah. So I was like, no, like you know, I was like, what sounds hard? Like you know, like everybody had, like even MCKG, you know, he had the EST, I think it's called or whatever. But you know, like every rapper that I listened to back in the mixtape era.
That's one thing that every rapper has. It's a dream.
Dream, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
that's
hard.
exactly, you know what I mean? And that's literally how I came. And then I was discussing with him, and then I finally wrote out on paper, decided, and I was like, yo, this sound hard. I asked 1 people, 2 people, 3, and then they're like, yeah. And then that's why I sent it to him, and then I felt like not even, like, who knows how many days later or whatever, he was like, yo, I'm getting tattooed today. I was like, oh, what are you getting? You know? And then he's like, wait, you gotta wait. And then I was like, what? And then he sent me a picture. I was like, what the heck?
That's hard though.
Yeah, and it was hard.
He's about it.
Yeah, yeah. No, it took me out over because I was like, dang, I'm supposed to be the first one. You know, because that's how I felt. Like, dang, he got it way before me.
And it's my actual handwriting.
Yeah, that he wrote it down on paper.
Too.
Yeah, wrote it down on paper, gave it to the tattoo artist, and then
Nice. So, do you guys remember the first song that you guys actually recorded together?
was it spooky season?
Spooky season?
Together, all 3 of us?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So, wait, originally, was it just you and Mills?
It was just me.
Yeah.
Just you?
Yeah, like I had met a lot of people that bro.
I had to get divorced first.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I had to meet this for a wedding first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, he had always rapped too. He had rapped a long time, and then like I would go even when he was still married. I'd go get him, pick him up to write or record him, right? And I was like, it would be just things you want to work on this. I'd be like, yo, take it more seriously. But it wasn't just him at the time. Like I meet a lot of people. When you're an artist, bro, you know, like, oh, I want to rap. How many times you get, hey, we should get on this, or hey, can I spit with you? You know what I mean? Like that constant like. But these who's you ask them, how much have you rapped? How much have you worked? You know. And they're like, oh, it's my first time in the booth, or this is my first time in this. And
Yeah, it's usually the story.
yeah, and you know, and no shade to nobody, like, you know, like some people are just natural, you know what I mean? Like him, he's a born natural. Like, he just whoop.
That's my favorite rapper. Did you guys ever used to like listen to music in your headphones when you were younger and imagine it was you like performing the songs for like the school and all that?
That's usually how it.
All the
Bro,
J. Cole
that's
songs.
that's funny. So we all are not so different. when it
J.
comes to
Cole
that.
songs.
Yeah.
Imagine if I was J. Cole. Shit.
Oh yeah, that's what I feel like my influence. Like now, like you know, now that I know my sound and my craftsmanship, all that. Like I feel like now I don't do that. Like oh, what would like Drake do or what would J. Cole? You know, because I always like every time someone's dope, like you know Kendrick, TDE, all of them. Like it's like oh, I want to rap like them, all song like them. You know?
I used to imagine I was too short.
Yeah, you see what I
I used to
mean?
listen to Too Short all the time.
I used to think I was DMX, bro. Especially after Def Jam, the game.
The game is hard.
On PS2, yes.
But so when you guys actually became a team, did you guys already have your rap names together? Like were you Mills the God at the time?
No,
No,
I think I was just going by Mills.
No, Milstradamus.
Well, Milstradamus was my Twitter.
I know it was your name, but
Instagram.
you were going because everybody's calling you that.
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
like,
so I just let it be that for a while.
Yeah.
Then I came out as Mills the God. Because everybody called me that since like 2011. I just called myself that and then it stuck.
That's stuck.
Yeah.
Say it over and over, man. People will
Yeah.
repeat it.
I was like, I'm the God, fool. That's who I am.
that's really much what he was.
Yeah, and then people just agreed.
Yeah. So were you Samurai G at that time?
No, that was after all the shows. You know,
Oh,
we got
really?
to stuff to hit Sam Ordinary.
Oh, Sam.
When did you guys start performing together?
It's 2021, right? Yeah, before the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
2020.
all this was put together pretty recently?
Yeah.
So like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was just like
we're real fresh.
Diggs jumping in was real.
Oh,
recently.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he had already been rapping for a while.
Yeah. So I've been rapping the longest,
Yeah,
you know. And like I said, Boys and Girls Club. Like I've done things before, like even on the back in the day, 92.7 had on Sundays they would play like local stuff and stuff. I got an interview there. Shout out to a guy like and the Boys and Girls Club, Tracy Reed, Darnell Reed. But I used to perform like just little things like that. I've always been rapping. I just never dropped music consistently. I think they know that, and then that's like my biggest thing is always just dropping music, you know, consecutively or consistently. So.
Yeah.
I started writing in 05. Like after the Hustle and Flow movie came out, you guys remember.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, because it made the studio look like the funnest thing. And then, but like that was all I would do was like just kind of writing and then like practicing. And you know, I'd rap to myself and sometimes I'd even record videos on my old Instagram and it'd be like 20 seconds, sometimes a minute. And then I would just upload them. And I remember getting like 5 likes sometimes. So like I was always up and down like that. I never did no music until like I moved back down here. That was the first time. So I'm relatively new, but I feel like my process is like I just create from however I feel. Like there's no like technicality. It's all just feeling. It's all just vibe.
Yeah. I feel like this is how it should be.
It's
Like,
authentic that way.
I like to go into the studio sometimes with either like a song ready or most of the time it's like there's really no plan. It's just like you turn on a
Yeah.
beat or you make the beat and then you just go
Because
from
you'll
there.
have a beat. You'll have a beat that you've been wanting to work on, and you'll have the song too, like maybe done. But sometimes that's just not the vibe you're on that day.
Yeah.
You gotta go. You gotta create with the vibe.
Yeah, like what you feel.
Yeah.
That's why I feel that like that's how I feel like when it comes to making music. It's like if I go into like the booth and I'm gonna just do a freestyle, I'll just be like how I'm feeling at that moment, or like how I feel that day.
Yeah.
Like what my vibe is on. You know, my mad, my sad, my happy, what. And I just go off of
Yeah.
that.
Alright, so what is your guys' background? So did you guys like freestyle first? Like did you guys ever rap battle? Like how did you start? How did you get into rapping?
So it's kind of him with Hustle and Flow, and he knows this too. 8 Mile, bro. 8 Mile.
Straight up, just
Yes, I'm not embarrassed to say that at all. 8 Mile. Yeah, no.
I
Like, he,
Mom Spaghetti.
yeah, Mom.
He didn't know all the,
I
like,
just
the whole
started
movie. I ain't gonna lie, he used to know all the whole thing, the whole scene. I'm like, what the heck?
I just started.
Oh, you used to
rapping.
be a big quoter? Like you quote
I quote all the
scenes?
movies though. They know that. I'm always like, I'll say it line for line until someone tells me to shut up. Like,
My thing.
Okay.
My thing was I just kind of started writing. I'm always about the writing. Like sometimes I can freestyle like real great, and sometimes it's like bullshit. But I mean, as long as it's off the top, I don't care. But I don't come from like the rap battle and stuff like that. I've always had respect for it and think that's all a necessary part of the culture. But I also think being like true to yourself and being just a writer, bro. That's my favorite part of it. Making the songs.
So what's the process of the songs? Like do you guys mumble on the beat for a bit, catch a flow, or do you guys write maybe just without the beat, find a beat?
I'm a firm believer in both. It's like them. They're actually more of just like, oh, let's just go hear it. Let's just go vibe. You know what I mean? Me, I'm like you. Like if you have a song ready, that's how I am. For me, it's like if I already know where I'm going with it, there's no like you don't gotta stop. You know what I mean? It's like if you have a game plan, you came to execute that game plan.
Yeah.
You're not just like, let me see what they're doing first. No, we're gonna do what you know. That's just how I am.
I kind of like, I kind of go like based off my feeling. Like I try to match the beat with how I'm feeling like that day,
Yeah.
and I just go more off like that, like my emotions.
Yeah.
So like how I'm feeling that day, like let's just say like I'm just pissed off that day, then that song gonna be a pissed off song.
Yeah.
But it's not hard as fuck.
Hey,
Put on that hard
It's
shit.
hard
as fuck,
Put
bro.
on the hard shit.
Sometimes that's how it goes, bro. You know
No,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
That's how
Like,
it
I don't
goes.
really plan. I don't really plan. I feel like when you start planning like that, then it's just like it's
That's
just
how you
harder,
overthink.
and then you get stuck. I just
Yeah.
like to like
Overthink
out.
is the death of me. Like that. Overthinking is always the death of me when it comes to creating.
That makes sense.
But like my process is like it's very up and down with what it is. It's like the other day in the studio, I had songs that I was ready to work on, and I like
You
2
wasn't
hours,
feeling
2 hours fucking wasted that I didn't do shit. That was my Sunday where
Yeah,
we
that
did the I think something wrong with me.
Oh yeah.
And,
I was so
we were just
hard.
running through beats and we started rapping and it was like more beats that were in the vibe that I was on. I was going in there doing like sad shit and I was like I wasn't sad that day. So
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you like you would have like how you said you weren't sad, but it was like a sad song you already wrote.
yeah,
Like you don't feel like it at the time.
yeah,
And I get what you mean by like studio time wasted. Like you always go in there with a plan because you're like you're on the clock. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's why I respect your no phone policy.
that's what
I
I'm
like
like.
that.
That's what I'm about.
Honestly,
to
like that's what I do. Like
Yeah,
I don't get
actually-
in the studio without it. Like, but to be honest, like that shit is either turned off or on vibrate
Yeah.
because especially if I'm paying for studio time,
Yeah.
like with
do. And if you
like yo, we're working.
We're working.
Yeah, if you get on social media or talk to outside forces, it could influence your feelings and how you're vibing and like your thoughts.
Yeah.
Like so, like that's what I'm about to start doing for the album that I'm about to start looking to work on. Just like no phones.
That makes sense though because like you know we all everybody in here you know Brian included it's like when you get in a zone when you're in a zone like
Yeah.
like you're on your phone or whatever it messes everything up.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
you got like even
It's
after
addictive.
yes
Yeah.
exactly.
But you're on
It's a
it,
drug.
you
It's
forget
a drug.
that you're even like
It's
on
drugs.
it, and then by the time you know 2 hours pass, the studio session's
Yeah.
already
Yes.
Like
wrapped
you're
up.
supposed to be writing and
You're supposed to be
like,
working how
and
you
you're
want.
like, oh man, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, you know, athletes have a zone. Everybody has a zone. I mean, no matter what you do, is so like that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. And sometimes, like, as for the process, how you were asking, like, sometimes I could just write immediately. Sometimes I freestyled, like, verses, like, God
Yeah.
Complex, the hook and the first verse was freestyled. I just happened to be recording myself on Snapchat that time. That was luck, bro. That was pure, like,
I
that
get
was
what
like the
you mean.
universe working.
I get what you mean, because when you freestyle and like that's what me and my friend Frankie would do when we were growing up. We'll freestyle, but he'll low key record me because he knows that if I know it's recording, I'll feel all the pressure and I'll fuck up.
Yeah,
So like we would
Overthinking.
you're just thinking too much. We would record each other without each other knowing.
that comes
Yeah.
from knowing
And
how
then it would
good you
just
can
go.
write. That comes from knowing how good you can write, and then you feel like you gotta match that. But freestyling is just. It's off the top of the brain, but a lot of
Yeah.
people can't even do it.
Yeah,
so like,
it's
if you
harder than
just
people
do
think.
some bullshit,
No,
bro. At
it's
least
hard.
it's a confidence thing too. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, if someone were
I
to
feel
come
like
out
you're
and just be
just
like,
good.
Coachella, you're a good fella, hella, and like, if you gave me that little bit, I'm like, hey, I respect you for coming off the top for that.
Shit,
bro.
yeah, man. Honestly, like that's how I started was rap battling at the skate
Yeah,
parks, at the basketball courts, and
Yeah,
you know
crazy.
I didn't get good until you get beat.
Yeah.
You get clowned on.
yeah.
You walk
Yeah.
home and you're like mom spaghetti type of
Oh, shit, whoa.
Right.
Yeah, mom spaghetti. But shit, but moving on, do you guys have albums together, right?
We have the
We have
mixtape, the mixtapes, yeah.
Yeah,
Just the first one.
Yeah.
So like, how we're all fresh at this is like, so I got fired from my job in 2018, right?
Okay.
And I've like worked since I was 18. I've worked 2 to 3 jobs at a time. You know, like I've done everything you can think of. People know me from working at Best Buy. Obviously, like people know me working everywhere, bro. Be like, oh yeah, I worked there. Oh, you
you
worked
used
there.
to have a lot of jobs.
Yeah, I'm always in that
Randomly
job.
saw you at Target.
Yeah.
One time. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I was selling cell phones at Target, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
I
I
have the
was,
most jobs I've ever seen.
yeah. That's one thing. It's because I can't stand working for somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, but yet they're getting paid to tell you what to do. It's, it makes no sense. That system is, redundant. But I was working a bunch of jobs, and then I got fired from the last one. And I was working for a distribution company for cannabis, and I was like up and down Salem State. Yeah, up and down like dispensaries all over.
So you were a driver?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I remember. Damn, bro.
Yeah, I was gone. Remember, I
A lot
was
happens
I'd be
in a
home
short
for
amount of time. A lot happens in a short amount of
yeah,
time.
exactly. But how much work I put in is also like why I was like in Richmond, like Oakland, Richmond, up out there,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Shout out.
yeah, shout out Oakland, the town,
Shout out, man.
and be smoke. What's it called? So I missed the cutoff in this shop. I asked like, hey, can you come back tomorrow, whatever, in the morning? And then like I told like I only had 2 shops, and I missed both of them because the people logistics were all wrong and stuff. And then they're like, well, you got to spend the night. And I was like, bro, it's raining out here, and I still got a long drive home. No, it was raining like
I
crazy.
know.
And I was like, I'm not gonna do this. This is your mess up. Blah blah blah. We go back and forth. They threatened my job, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then did that. So I stayed out there, did what they wanted, and then as soon as I came home, they were like, they called me in.
That's some bullshit.
But then that was like, that was my mom's spaghetti moment when it came to like music too. I was like, okay, fuck this. I'm done working. Sorry. Okay. Forget this. Forget this. I'm not doing this no more. Like I know what I want to do in my life. I know where I want to go, and this is it. And then that's finally when my music. I just started, knocking out. And he came in the fold, the tape, Mills too, and it just like, and then we started getting shows, and that's just we've been on that. We've been on ever since.
You said 2018?
Yeah. Mostly we got songs together. No full project yet besides the mixtape, which has like solo songs, some with all of us.
You guys like
Me-
some songs on SoundCloud?
Yeah.
From like when we first started.
Yeah,
We should do a new project.
But,
That's currently in the works.
Actually, yeah, that's actually in the works. We're working on
I'm
it.
hearing about these studio sessions.
Yeah.
Is that like where the project's
so
being born?
Yeah, shout out Index Room, Crooks, Angie.
We're in there
Trey.
every week.
Index Room,
Every
Trey.
week we're in there. Me and this guy are gonna drop an album too. We're working on Jesus Chain.
album.
So them together make Jesus Chain, yeah. So that's their little like Outkast, like
I feel like our stuff, like we don't even really write like that. We just
They
the
just feel
song,
it. Yeah,
the songs
yeah.
come out so
It's just a
good.
vibe.
bro.
Like when we just.
I've showed him some
It's just a
stuff,
vibe when we just get like we find a beat that we like and I don't know, it's just like
and nobody ever expects like the type of songs we're gonna make. But them shits is
it's
good.
like once I hear it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's like once I hear like the beat, it's like I don't know, like the whole song's already done already. Like
I just look at
already
you and
know.
like we
It's
just
already
start
done.
going like we just start.
It's a rap. It's like I don't even like let's go. We're gonna make a song and that's it.
And I think like, and it's the same thing with all of us too. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I was telling
Practice.
Sammy the other day, I don't ever feel in competition with them. Like I'm a fan. I'm their brother, and like so I'm just happy to be on the song, and that's when I'm at my most like free, my most like so like when I look at this fool, because like our friendship is amazing, bro. And it's like we just find each other hilarious and everything, bro. And we just vibe. We listen to a lot of the same music. And
Yeah.
Sammy hates us.
We riots. I mean,
Me and Sammy are soul gold.
He doesn't understand, but you know.
Me and Sammy rap that
I
pain
like
together.
also doing 1 and 2.
Me and Sammy rap that pain together. We bring that out of each other.
Nice. So wait, do you guys always hit the studio, or before did you guys ever record yourself like at home?
Yeah, that's how we
used to
started.
recording right there in his room.
Oh, because you said closet, huh?
Yeah, well, that was back.
That was back. Yeah, I still lived at my parents' house.
I know the struggle.
I
I still lived at my
I
parents.
still record myself.
I'll show you
I
a
do
song.
everything at the
I'll
back.
show you a song later. Me and him did in his closet.
When we all first started recording, it was he has like a little microphone.
I have an actual setup now, like
Yeah.
the soundproof, the panels, the mic, everything. So.
Jesus, check. I'm just saying. Duh, I remember that. Our song was hard though. In the
I mean, we
closet
made some
that
good
we did.
music in there. So like, you know,
Yeah.
it was some raw.
I was gonna say it's raw.
But you know,
I
like
don't want to say.
I feel like
I mean,
it's
just me personally, just
The
for my
potential
sound,
was
because I
there.
love my sound now. Like I like how I evolved. I like who I am. I like what I'm doing.
I like.
oh yeah, I feel like my style.
Yeah,
is
yes.
different than to now.
But it's raw. It's
My
raw.
favorite song was born in Sammy's house. I wrote the first verse, but then I finished the verse. I finished it at home, but I recorded God Complex.
Oh yeah,
That's my favorite song. On my album.
God Complex was recorded at
Yeah.
Sam's house?
Yeah,
was it.
first.
Oh, nice.
In the beginning, before we went
And then we just had Crooks touch it up. I couldn't re-record it because there was something about the energy that I couldn't do again.
No,
So
I get what you mean. Like, you can't recreate.
that's why if you listen to
Yeah.
the album, it
harder to
does sound different than the rest, but that one's always going to be most special. Like Waldo, I wrote at his house. A lot of my favorite raps came from being in that room.
So that's the thing. Like most of the stuff,
Soul Glow 2.
both of them,
Yeah.
1 and 2. 1 that
Yeah, 1 and 2. And 3.
we were still recording. We were recording in your room. So Glow 1
Oh, yeah?
to like what 2 in the morning.
Yeah. No, 3. It was done at 3. And then I listened to it like 40 times after.
I felt old listening to all this stuff. That
What? We just evolved, bro.
When did you start rapping?
Me?
Yeah.
17.
17.
I wrote after 8 Mile. I wanted to battle everybody with him. I battled my dad. I battled. Yeah.
I really started like
making beats and
2000.
shit. Selling your dad and shit.
No, this is the thing. Like he would be there too, and like my dad wouldn't rhyme, but my dad would just clown me. So this dude would just he would just be laughing. He'd be like, he won. I'm like, he didn't even rhyme. He'd be like, but he roasted you, so he won.
Yeah, nah, he would talk shit about
Yeah.
But even if that shit was on fire, I'd just be like, fool, you fucking lost your son, fool. And take it off, man.
Yeah.
And my dad would be like, you heard who won? And I'm like, oh man. You know my dad was.
Shit, man. That reminds me of like how rap battles evolved. Honestly, like rap battles went for the worst, bro. Like it turned into like just kind of like dumb little jokes, not even rhyming and shit. Like when that YouTube video came out, I forgot his name, but like he did a video about like your like glasses, shirt, and hat, man.
Oh.
And, you know, it's something stupid, and everyone's just like, oh, like if he says something
Super
hard.
hot. Super hot.
Yeah. That I feel like
Super
because
Hot
of
Fire?
that, because
Those
of
were
that
funny
video,
for a
that
little
shit
bit.
died.
People fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, rap battles died after that, bro. Honestly,
Damn.
like no one took it serious.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could see that. Too.
Freestyling,
But
being my
it's still very popular though.
No, but I think it made a comeback too, though.
I'm not gonna
I think it made a comeback too, like King of the Dog.
The thing about it is there's a stigma with battle rap too, and I think the stigma is that they say battle rappers can't make good songs. So
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
a lot
the
of people are afraid to go into that now.
Like
too.
a lot of them sound like just like freestyle, like one tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, to me, like I like to say, oh, best rapper alive. I'm talking about when I write. Fool, you put me in one of those things, I'm like, those motherfuckers beat the shit out of me.
But that's
but I think those foods sound hard as fuck.
I was
like,
yeah.
and you know what? I was never like
That's
like on battle rap like that until what movie was that we seen?
Body.
Until I seen that movie
Shout out
Body.
Oh shit!
And when I seen that,
Bro, you
I
have
was
to.
like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I wanna try that. That shit's I'll probably get killed for sure. But I'm just saying, like, just like the.
crazy.
That's something different, bro.
It
I think you
hypes
do
you up, bro. It hypes you up.
Yeah,
Like,
because he used to
watching
battle.
that
So
shit,
I
even like watching them on YouTube, that shit kind of hypes you up because it's just like shots, you know, like bah bah bah, bah bah, and you're like, oh fuck.
and to me, how you said like, oh, throw him in with that. No, I feel like that too. We're all writers, you know what I mean? And even in freestyle, because freestyle battle is another type of battle too. I don't care what nobody says. Like, you know, like if none of us knew each other and we were just like at the same stuff, and somebody was like, "Hey, can who's down to freestyle?" We're all, you know what I mean?
I kill this food. Making a song as we're freestyling and be like that.
Oh, that like that. Yeah, it's okay. I gave there, so we make that as jam real quick. But no, I feel like that's hard because like even some of the like because I even watch rap battle in Spanish. Shout out Asesino if you watch it. But no, Spanish rap battle goes hard, bro. Asesino, yeah.
Hey, those are crazy.
It's hard.
Yeah, I show all my friends because I'm like, it's dope.
I don't know
bro.
what y'all saying, but I'm kind of hard as fuck. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, I understand it pretty good. Some words I don't.
No, yeah.
Some words
Well,
kinda
even
don't.
me that I'm more fluent, it's kind of hard because like growing up in the culture is different. Than, so like if they say something, alluding something in reference, like I don't get it all the time. I'm just like I try to piece it together. Like
Speaking of like Spanish rap, haven't you rapped? You guys rap in
He
Spanish?
raps in Spanish.
You rap in Spanish,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one that broke it.
yeah, I'm the one that.
I know everybody.
Nico
watch
is
the
the
video and be
extent.
like,
Nico.
this Mexican
I'm the
man
Nico.
can't even speak Spanish.
You're not the
It's
only
not
one.
my fault, man.
Hey, man, there's
It's
a lot
not my
of-
fault.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, not even just Mexicans,
I mean, I
Latinos.
can't
There's a lot of
speak
Latinos that don't speak
fluent.
Spanish.
I mean, I can speak a little bit, but I'm not fluent.
Yeah. Cool. So we're brothers.
You know what it is.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
but,
right here is the one that.
Yeah, that's me.
They
I'm
do
the
a lot of
Migo. The
Spanish.
Migo. I was gonna say, but battle rap, back to touch on that, like some of them improv up there, which is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like that, they're like the dudes, like
Oh,
you
like
said,
on the
like he'll say shots, right? Like he just say like the table, the water, whatever glasses, and he'll be like, "Yo, I got the table and the glass," and like he'll flip it. It's like, bro, like because
Oh yeah, that's just hard. When
because some of it's practice, some of it's
Yeah,
rehearsed.
yeah.
Like it's always rehearsed. But then when you hear him say like, "Oh, you thought that was funny," and then like he's like whatever he had rehearsed, and then just threw in 2 or 4 bars.
and then it goes back to your head.
Yeah, to what he had. Like,
Yeah, man. These
That's
guys,
what
they think on a concept.
yes, that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
They're
That's
really good at
ridiculous.
capping.
That's
Like
ridiculous.
it's really hard. Like honestly, like I was a rap battler to begin, but I wasn't the best. And even when I got to like where I was battling good, I mean honestly, I still wasn't the best.
Where you-
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I get
Like,
you.
When I would
Some
battle
of these
dudes
people
from
are-
like Coachella, it's like they all got these different type of slang, and I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
And like you know what I mean? Like the rap battle culture is pretty legit. I liked it, but at the time, like people would be fighting. It
Yeah,
would always turn into something.
something
Yeah.
more, something
Yeah.
more.
Well, you know what? Because
Because
they
people take it personal.
no,
Yes.
like if you,
I'll just be like,
You're the
you'll
one
diss
that's
me, and
smart.
I'll just be like, yup, facts.
True. even the ones you see on
Just
YouTube, like they
accepted
get into that shit. Like they're
Well,
they're
well,
into,
that's what I was
like,
gonna say. How you said that in
Like,
fights, like
oh.
imagine, and that's what I feel like was such a problem though out here. Like when we were young, like that just like you can't like nobody could rap because you either had to be like gang banging or like you had to have ties because like you can't say you're better than somebody because it'd be a problem. You know what I mean? Like people took that way too personal. And that's like the thing with battle rap. That's why like battle raps, how you say like on YouTube they get into it. Well, why do you think they say if there's any fights nobody's getting paid? That's actually what stopped all of that. I may be wrong, but isn't that that's what I figured happened or like read.
They had to do something.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they're like you can't hit the other person or nobody's getting paid. Like, that's why I feel like it's so less violent. Like these two going off. You see Hitman Holler or the 2-on-2 battles is what impresses me a lot. The 2-on-2s, bro. You know what I mean? Like
Ooh,
like
yeah, like the tag team.
like you need to watch
Yeah,
Body, bro. Like
Dude,
the
I
two.
gotta watch Body, man.
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't
Like
know why-
the
that
two
one of
dudes.
the Defiant ones I haven't jumped on.
Yeah,
You guys remember when rap battles were on pay-per-view?
Yeah, somewhat.
It had Joe. Well, actually, Joe Budden was rap
Joe
battle.
Budden,
Yeah,
yeah,
But
they were in it for a
What's
little
the
bit.
5'9" was a judge.
Yeah,
There was 2 other rappers too that were judges.
Was it Lupe?
no.
I don't remember. I just remember that it stopped after Joe Budden versus
What's his name?
some
Havoc.
dude. Because it got like weird, you know.
Was it
Like
like Havoc or something?
I forgot his name.
I don't-
But he bodied Joe.
Yeah,
Like Joe.
he did.
Joe let the crowd get to him, and he was like, "Can I rap? Can I rap?"
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh, like get out of here."
Which
You
sucks
know, he
because
kinda
Joe
just
Budden's
let him walk
amazing as a
over.
rapper too.
Oh yeah.
But that
I
battle,
disrespect Joe.
yeah, battle rap is just
Yeah, don't come for it, Joe.
It's just
Good.
different.
Never come for me, Joe.
I love Joe.
Like
Hey,
like we did on Twitter.
You ever heard his
You want
music
to fight
videos
Jigsaw
and
and
all
all
that?
that?
Yeah. Joe Budden, dude. You know what it is. The whole slaughterhouse and everything.
Slaughterhouse was hard. On the Hammer
He was
Dance,
my
that's what
favorite
I'm saying. One of my favorite bars I've ever heard was Joe Budden saying, because we all beat angels for Bugles bread, and that's when Albert Bugles just signed like a big old contract with
Yeah.
Angel. From that bar alone, I was like, because I love using sports bars, bro, like all the time, like. And that's why when he said that, I was like, that's one of the hardest bars I've ever heard in my life.
Alright, well, speaking about them hard bars. Like, the beat is kind of weird. Huh?
It's just like it's just like in my head, like I'm a big game fan. You know,
Yeah,
like especially
yeah.
West Coast, you know, Cali, NorCal, SoCal. Shout out all the Cali.
The real
Let Brian pick
Say
me.
what's up to Instagram.
Hey, que pasa, compas?
What's up?
Kingdom Dreams.
On the
Dreams.
microphone.
Mills the God,
Yes, sir.
Diggs, Samurai G.
Hey,
Jesus Chang.
You know what it is. GreenSkull Podcast.
Let's go.
GreenSkull. Shout out MCKG.
GreenSkull.
Yes, sir.
So,
The podcast was like we were talking about some real shit, and then it just became into the fucking.
yeah.
I just
That's
love.
fun though.
I
That's
love that
fun.
it's just it's all music.
I think we're good on the freestyles, yeah. So to continue, do you guys have anything else you wanted to add to build up to Kingdom Dreams and where you guys are now?
Just be waiting. Just wait on the album.
We got. I'm slacking, like,
Sway on
and
that.
I'm slacking like on purpose since we're backed up. But about to drop bars and Barbacoa finally. Then we got Diggs coming out with an album. I'm gonna come out with an album probably before him, and then him and Mills. And then even that. But then after that, we still got the Jesus Chain coming. And then after that, the next Kingdom Dreams. But it's not gonna be mixed. It's gonna be an actual, like, you know what I mean? They're gonna be part of it. Like it's gonna be a lot of people. A lot of the rappers that I miss. Yes, it's gonna be boom. Because you know me, like I'm all about this positivity, all about putting the value on them. It's like, you know, if they're like, oh, I want to work with this artist, we're just gonna make that happen, you know. And with you, like, you already know you're locked in with this, so you know.
I'm trying to turn this Coachella Valley into like a Roman Empire.
Yes.
Like what I'm planning on doing, bro, and what I think we're doing, bro. Like I think we could see some real unity in getting a bunch of people that have never even listened to each other, won't even bother, but we're gonna build connections, and I want it to all run through like just real support and real like just fan shit. You're becoming a fan of the people and everybody. When you hang out with a bunch of people that want the same thing as you, you don't gotta compete with these people.
Exactly.
Everybody makes different type of music.
Exactly.
I don't rap like you. I don't rap like him. But together, we're undefeated.
Yes, exactly.
You don't gotta move to LA. I try to prove people. Thousands of people move to LA. Millions move to LA
Yeah.
and don't make it.
That's true.
This is what we got.
No, and we got it. I mean, come on. You know how many other
is so much
places
different than
everywhere else?
place.
Yes, exactly.
Dude, 100%. There's so much talent out here. And I get people when they say it's not really popping, but I think it's because a lot of the times not everyone's supporting each other.
Yes.
When you compare it to when
Everybody
LA,
wants to be the one.
yeah, but when you compare it to LA is always supportive.
Yes.
Whoever it is, you know what I mean?
No matter, yes. New York, same thing.
Yeah,
For the
same
most
thing.
part.
And most in general, like bigger population.
Yes, they and the thing is like even TDE, they're all like the original, like Black Hippie, right? The first four, Kendrick, Ab, Schoolboy, and J Rock, like they're all in the same vicinity, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's an hour or two or so, whatever. Like not even or two, you know? 'Cause LA's 2 hours from us, but like just that short distance from each other, and they all like none of them like dissed each other. None of them, you know, they made one of the best like rap.
Well, there
groups.
is definite. There's a difference between like competition and I guess friendly competition.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what I mean? Like it's.
I think there should be. Do you guys remember Desert Drip?
yes,
That came out.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took
Do
it.
you remember?
Yeah.
Chief Keef.
Yeah, Desert Drip. There should be something like that, but for
Local
local
artists.
and it should be like a thing that happens around Coachella time, around Coachella Fest and shit. I think that would be
I think
amazing.
we should make it happen.
Yeah, I think I'm all with that. Yes, I was
Putting
going.
egos aside, nobody come tripping. Like this is music, bro. Let's actually build this place up.
That's what we gotta do. Absolutely, 110%. I'm behind it. Like there's no reason. And even the word competition though, if that bothers you, like you're in the wrong industry. Like you think Brad Pitt's like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this Channing Tatum movie. You know what I mean?
Brad Pitt.
I love Brad Pitt.
Like,
But what I'm saying is like, you know, other actors like they're not like, oh, what is Jonah Hill doing? You know what I mean? And just like the big time rappers, they're not like, what does this person do? They do what they do, and then they just go back to it. You know, and everybody in the big industry, like they're friends with each other. That's why you see collabs happen. You know what I mean?
my thing is like even like when we just did the freestyle. At first, I was thinking like damn, I just want to be good. I want people to be like, oh, he didn't get, or that fool didn't get washed. But you know what? Like after a while, that's when we did the second one, we were all just switching up, and it was just rapping with my brothers. Like I know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like the competition to me is like you're like, oh, you don't feel like, but I feel that way about everybody in this room right here. It's competition, but I don't like, oh, I don't like them or I'm not this. And that to me, it's to make me better. Iron sharpens iron, and I believe that 1,000,000,000%. You know, we'll always live
we
that.
all don't even rap about the same.
We don't.
Yeah, well, everybody's like a different artist. You know?
Yeah.
Especially in this room, like when we're just freestyling,
Yes.
you hear all the different vibes.
And if music is the truest expression of yourself at that time, then how you were only competing with yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you should always be in competition. If you don't, who's gonna want more for you than you? If somebody else wants more than that, then like you gotta go back to the front and have a conversation.
Those Lil Wayne say, somebody gotta tell you how to live. This shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, man. Make it happen.
Like what he say? He's like, stop asking me about my effing cup. It's in my effing cup. And I was like, hey, he's right though. Don't worry about the next man's cup.
It's real shit, man.
I think we got it. I like this. I like us four. I like a bunch of others.
There's a lot of people, yeah. A lot of people I believe in.
I even like that you're doing this. Like you're multimedia. Like your
Yep.
music, podcast.
Yeah.
You make beats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Video edit now.
I've always said that. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, dude, I try to wear as many hats as I can. To
For some-
learn
For somebody that wakes up Monday through Friday, 4 a.m.
To work for somebody else.
to 2:30, drive another like fucking 50 minutes back home, and then come out and do the podcast, make music, stay active on social media. Like,
Damn, where's my
Appreciate you,
where's
bro.
my answer?
Yo, whoa.
what?
I work hard too, man.
I know, man.
Hell yeah, bro.
I'm just
Nah,
kidding.
man,
That's true.
everybody works hard.
That's true.
You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? Everybody works
Nah, we're
hard.
just looking around.
I know. But nah, like, yeah, fuck yeah, all of this.
Yeah, no, this foot over hard. This foot is fucking.
I don't even know when I'm gonna get out.
Yo, when you write down in the comments, please write samples.
Yeah, don't be too mean to me.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I was supposed to bring a hat.
You just went over so many people.
Yo, I was supposed to bring a hat that said Kingdom Dreams. Tell me what your favorite part of the podcast was on the comments, and you get the hat. So it'll be a raffle.
Nice, nice.
You really see the hat, no?
You should have that.
Oh, write in the comments what your favorite part was. And it's gonna be like when you gave away your stuff and you just did the
What's
random.
my favorite part of what?
One day
Of this
drop the mic.
podcast.
One day drop
Okay.
Alright, guys, well, that's Kingdom Dreams. I appreciate you guys for coming through.
Hey,
I appreciate the freestyles. Thank you for sharing your stories.
Appreciate
and how
you
you guys
guys.
started.
bringing us on here.
Yeah, thank you. What's the rest?
Likewise, you know, I think our collab is long awaited.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we gotta get in there. You know what I'm saying? Get shit going.
This
Absolutely.
was good for my first
Yeah. Your first rock, you popped the chair.
my first podcast.
Oh,
Shit,
yeah.
So I gotta redeem myself.
Now you're out here multimedia. That's
Now
cool.
you're multimedia, man.
Nah, man, people are. Hey, whatever, man.
Alright, guys, that's Kingdom Dreams.
Kingdom Dreams, baby.
GreenSkull Podcast. Thank you guys for
MCKG,
coming.
thank you.
Love all
GreenSkull.
y'all, baby. Love all y'all.
Shout out one
Shout
for
out
Brian.
for all that. And
Make sure you subscribe.
Coachella Valley, you know what it is. We
Like,
all gotta be together,
Coachella.
come together, and let's get it, bro. Adios.
You're listening to the GreenSkull Podcast.
A podcast for Fife fans, music artists, and creatives alike.